Hello everybody and welcome back to another horror games tutorial. In this one I'm going to quickly show you how to set up your character blueprint to enable you to pick up and move around objects in your scene. Now you may already know how to do this, but this is for anybody that doesn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to where your first person character blueprint is. So it's usually located in the first person folder, and you're going to go to blueprints and then first person character. You're going to open that up, find a space somewhere on your blueprint graph to place this down. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get an action event that you want to test this on. So you can just do right mouse button, or so right mouse button, and you're going to get that as your first node, and then out of pressed we're going to go into a line trace by channel, which is this one here. So out of this we're going to get a line trace by channel and then we're going to connect that into there. Then the next thing we want to do is we're going to go to add, and we're going to go to physics handle, which is this one. I'm going to add that into the scene, so you should have it in the components list there for your character. So it's this one here, physics handle, and we're going to drag that in. So drag that into the scene to get that, and then out of physics handle we're going to get a release component. So release component, and you're going to put that into the released on your right mouse button event there. So we're going to get a reference to our player camera, so that'll be your first person camera. So mine is FPP. You're going to drag that in, and I'm going to get out of this, we're going to get a get world location and a get forward vector. So you're going to connect them both up so it looks something like this. So we've got our get world location and get forward vector. Out of our get forward vector we're going to set a multiply here. So out of that we're going to get a multiply just like this. I'm going to set that to whatever numerical value that you want. So this is going to be the distance that the line trace is projected. So set it for 150 or 200. So that technically this is the reach of the player's arm. So when you press right mouse button, it will send out a line trace. If that line trace comes into contact with anything that has physical properties, it will then hold that object as you hold the right mouse button. As soon as you move the right mouse button around and then let go of the right mouse button, it will throw the object for you. So out of the multiply we're going to get a plus addition node, and then out of the get world location we're going to connect that into the A for addition, and the multiplier is going to go into the B. So it should look like this. So camera, get world location, get forward vector, multiply, addition. Out of the get world location we're going to set that into the start of the line trace by channel. Out of the addition node we're going to get that into the end vector on the line trace by channel. And then out of the line trace what we're going to do is out of the out hit we're going to get a break hit result. So you're going to drag that in. Oops, not that one. You're going to drag that into, well, show you when you out of the out hit you're going to get that into a break hit result. So you're going to go out of out hit and then break hit result, which is this one here. And then we're going to go from a break hit result to a get mass. So this is going to query whether or not the object that the player is attempting to pick up is too heavy. So let's say you had a wardrobe or a large box or a table. Obviously you're not going to have the player walking around lifting up tables, you know, or maybe he's proper hench and goes to the gym like 6 days a week and practically lives there and's got a bed in the gym or something, I don't know. So we're going to go expand our box and we should get a component called hit. So hit component there. And out of that hit component you want get mass. You also want get world location. So when you've done that, you're going to go out of hit, get mass, and then we're going to get a less than. So that would be this one, less. And then you're going to drag that into the A on the less than, and then you're going to set that value to whatever you want to set that to. So it could be 100 or 150 or, you know, whatever you want that value to be. So we're going to get hit component as well. Make sure you got get world location, and then out of the get world location, we're going to go into this in a second. So we go from our break hit result, and then we've got get mass, and then we've got get world location. So this is going to get the weight of the object. This is going to get the location in the world that the object is. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create two branches, branch 1 and branch 2. So hold B and left click to get a branch. We're going to come out of our line trace into our first branch, and then we're going to come out of the true into our second branch, and then we're going to connect our less than node with the Boolean condition into the branch, just like this. And then we also want to get our physics handle again, so we're going to go over to our left side on our panel here. We're going to drag that in, and we're going to get a grab node, which is this one, get component, grab component at location. We're going to connect our hit component into the component on the grab component at location, and we're going to connect our get world location into the grab location. So it should look like this: line trace by channel, break hit result, into a get mass, a less than value, into a branch if true, and then you can pick that up as long as it has physics enabled on the object. Out of the hit component, we also want to get world location, and that's going to go into our grab location on our physics object. So you've done that, you can compile and save, and then if we go into our game, the next thing we're going to do is let's add an object. So let's place a cube into the scene, and then what we're going to do is we're going to left click on our cube, go down here to simulate physics, and then we're going to set a mass. If you remember, the mass value I have here is 150. So we're going to go, oops, not that one. We're going to go back into our level. I'm going to create a copy of this, and then we're going to go to modeling, and we're going to go to a mesh duplicate, just so we don't get any errors or issues. So with this one, I'm going to set the mass to 160. With this one, I'm going to set physics enabled mass and leave it at 100. And then going to make sure that we have mesh set up. So we're going to open up our object. We're going to scroll down. Okay, that's fine. And we have a box simplified collision as well. So if we right click and play, and then I walk up to these objects, I can't do anything with this one, but I also can't do anything with this one. So why is that? Let's go in and let's have a look and investigate. So we'll open up our object, and we make sure that it's movable, which it is, movable, and then we're going to go into our object again. I'm going to simple collision as complex, save, minimize, and then play. There we go. So right click now, and we can move it and we can throw it around. But if we do it on this one, because the mass is higher, we won't be able to pick that up. So let's show that again. Let's make another one of these. So this one, let's say 50. And we'll enable the line trace just so you can see how that's working. And we go in. So we can see there our line trace firing off. Comes into contact with this object. The mass is too heavy, can't do anything. Into contact with this one. It's light enough so we can pick it up and throw it around. And then we can grab this, move it, bring it with us. As long as we hold down the right click, we can carry this around with us, and then we can launch it across the map. So that's how you do a simple pick up and move around kind of physics code in your player blueprint. If you want to adjust the settings of the objects, so let's say you don't want them to move around so much and have so much energy when you pick them up, you can change linear and angular damping. So let's set this to 2 and this one to 3, and you'll see the difference when I pick this one up and then when I pick this one up. It's like it's simulating weight in a sense. So it feels much heavier to move. It'll still move, but it won't fly around as much as this one will. You can see the difference. So that's how you change that, that's how you adjust it. I thought I'd do a quick tutorial to show how, because I've had a couple of people requesting this, and there was someone that said he's very desperate to see this tutorial. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, and click the like button, consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care, see you soon, bye bye for now.